Good morning students. Myself Arshdeep Kaur, a member of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. Students, today we are here to discuss the revision for your chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 from your book Moments. We would be discussing the first chapter, that is The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand. So now, The Lost Child is basically a story of a child who was in a very young age and he has been taken to the fair by the parents. It was the season of spring and everyone was enjoying the fair, and they all decided that they will go over there and enjoy the moment. But suddenly a tragedy happens with the child. So let us find out what happens. This story is about a small child. He has been taken to the fair by his parents. So the story revolves around a small child who has been taken to the fair along with the parents. Now the author tells you that it was a time of spring and everyone was very happy. The flowers were blossoming, the animals were happy, and they were coming out of the earth. What happened? That the parents said, today we will go to the fair. The little child became very excited that yes, we are going to a fair. We'll enjoy over there. Listening to that, the child cried out of joy. There are many attractions in the fair for the child. Now the moment the child entered in the fair, there were many things that was attracting the young child. Firstly, he just saw a stall of sweets, and over there the person was just shouting by telling the names of the sweets like gulab jamun, jalebi and all. They were beautifully decorated by golden and silver platings given to the sweets. Looking that, the child tempted that I want to have it, but the child somewhere knew that the parents would deny for it. Still he said, I want to have it. His father looked at him very angrily and he became quiet. Looking to that incident, the mother was just thinking that my child should not get hurt. So what did the mother say? The mother said, just look there. There is beautiful field of flowers. And the child started looking to that beautiful field in which there were beautiful flowers blossoming out, which just looked like a whole shield of gold being plated out there. Then the child started looking at them. He started going over there and he tried to catch the dragonfly so that he could capture, but he was unable to do so. Then again he was called off by the parents that we need to take a look from here. Then what happened? They further moved and the next extraction was a beautiful garland over there. There were all flowers over there and blossoming out, and it was looking so beautiful. The gardener just looked at it and they were like they have made small garlands using it. It was giving so beautiful essence over there. The child got attracted towards it. But he knew that the parents will not make him buy those garlands. Then further they moved. There was too much crowd in the fair and the parents tried to move through it by holding the hand of the child. Now there was too much crowd. Some people have come by using bullock carts, some have come by walking, and all area was stuffed in by the people. So over there the parents were really worried. They were holding tightly the hand of the child so that he does not get lost over there. Then what happens? At one stage the child is attracted by the roundabout. He slipped out of his parents' hand by chance. Now there was a very beautiful swing. The child just started glancing at it, that I want to go in this roundabout. It's a type of a swing with circular in shape. So the child said, no, I want to go in this beautiful swing and I want to enjoy the moment. But somewhere he knew that he would not be getting the permission from the parents. He just turned back and he just wanted to look at the parents for seeking out the permission. But he realized at that moment that the parents were not there. He was lost somewhere. Then what happened? A kind person picks the child up and tries to console him. Now the child became very much worried. He started looking here, there. Why? Where are my parents? Where they have gone? Then what happened? A person was there. He was a very kind-hearted person. He took him in his arms as he was crying, and he tried to console him by saying that okay, we'll try to find out your parents, and don't worry. Let us go and search around in the fair. He offered him very beautiful sweets to eat, but he denied. He offered him that let's go and purchase that garland for you. He denied for that also. So you could look that how the child is continuously changing. The child was wanting some things in the before. In the starting of the chapter, he just desired to have that garland, those sweets. But now when the parents were lost for him, he does not want to have a single thing. This is the connection that has been shown by the author, a very beautiful connection of parent and a child. A child who wants everything when the parents are there, because he knows somewhere around in his mind he knew that the parent would not make me buy that thing. But he just put a desire, I want to get that thing. Although he was knowing that parents will not make him buy that particular thing, but still the desire was there. But when the parents were lost, that kind-hearted man wanted him that he should take some sweets, or he was ready to make him purchase everything that he want. But the child denied. Why? Because there was a beautiful connection between the parent and the child. He wanted his parents back, not the things. So that was a very beautiful connection shown by the author. At last, he keeps crying and saying, I want my mother, I want my father. Now, although the kind-hearted person wanted him that he should get the parents, he wanted to console him, he wanted to give him many beautiful things. But I want my mother, I want my father was the only thing that child was demanding. None other thing that he wanted around the fair that he was demanding before. So children, I hope you have understood that how beautifully the connection has been shown. Let us move ahead and see some of the internal questions. What did happen with the child as he entered the grove? A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove. Now this grove is a place where small plants are there, but they have grown, but they are small. So the moment the child entered, the parents were sitting there. It was the month of spring, and there was a shower of beautiful flowers on him. Looking at those showers, he became so excited and happy. He caught those flowers in his hands. How was the snake reacting to the fluid of the snake charmer? So the snake started coiling itself in the basket. Although the snake doesn't have any ears that the child noticed, but he was listening to the voice that was created by the flute and by the snake charmer. And by listening to it, the snake started coiling himself in the basket. So that was a very beautiful moment that the child captured. Now we'll move towards the important questions from your scan data. Students, now let us discuss the important questions from your scan data. In the fair, he wants many things. What are they? Why does he move on without waiting for any answer? So in the shoot, he wanted many things. So what were they? They were toys, balloons, sweets from the seller, garland of the Gulmohar, and a ride on the roundabout. So this was the very turning point that when he just wanted to take a ride on the roundabout. So the boys moved without taking any answer from the parent. And because that he knows that every step he would be denied. Parents will not allow him to take a ride. So he just moved over there to the roundabout. So there were a lot of attraction things that really attracted the child. A small child gets attracted towards such things. Similarly, the boy also got attracted. Let us see the another question. Why does the lost child lose interest in the things that he had wanted earlier? So the lost child loses his interest in the things that he desired earlier because he was panic stricken as his parents were not with him, they were lost. All the things that attracted him in the fair, they were no longer appealing him, because now the only thing that matters to him was he wants his parents. He wants that parents should be there. Nothing else he wanted. So that's why he does not want any materialistic thing like toys that we have discussed in the previous question. Those were of no use. He wanted such things only. Students, now let us begin with the next chapter from your book Moments, The Adventures of Toto. So Toto is a mischievous monkey, and we will be learning that how this monkey has made the grandfather come into trouble. So let us find out. Grandfather was fond of animals and had a private zoo. Now grandfather was really very much fond of animals. He has created, although he was not so rich, still he somehow managed to maintain a private zoo in which there were many types of animals like the donkey, squirrels, and they used to live together. A small private zoo that grandfather maintained. He loved to be with animals. So whenever he got a chance, he just get one animal and add to his private zoo. That was his hobby over there. He bought Toto, a monkey, from a Tonga driver for 5 rupees. Now one fine day what happened, grandfather was moving in the market and he just looked over there in the market. A monkey was tied with a knot. So he just thought that why the owner has tied this monkey. So he asked and he said, I want to purchase it. He purchased that monkey from that Tonga driver and for the rupees 5. So Tonga driver said, okay, I will sell you for this monkey for 5 rupees. Toto's addition to the house was kept a secret from grandmother. Now Toto has entered the house, but grandmother does not like that every time grandfather comes and brings some animal, because that really fussed grandmother. Grandmother wanted that there should be not so many animals because that double out the work of grandmother. So she just said that, so they decided, the narrator and the grandfather, that we will keep a secret of Toto's entry in the house from grandmother. So where did they kept? They kept Toto in a small bedroom and they tied its knot with one over there with one pin, and he was tied over there. After few hours, grandfather and the narrator thought that let us just go and see what Toto is doing. So they both went inside and they just saw that Toto has teared the coat into small pieces. The wallpaper that grandfather has bought was all teared up. The room was converted into a havoc, and grandfather, looking at that, said that if some more time was given, I was sure that he might created a rope of this coat and might have climbed down from the window. So grandfather was very happy at that moment that Toto is an active animal. Once he was to accompany grandfather to Saharanpur in a canvas kit bag. Now grandfather was going to Saharanpur. So grandfather said that okay, I'll take Toto along with me, because over there Toto used to trouble all the animals. So who will take care of him? So he decided, I'll take him. So for taking him, a special canvas kit bag was made. What happened? In that bag, the stuff was so hard that Toto cannot bite with his teeth. And along with that, that bag was not able to open because there were too many zips around it and it was all closed. So Toto would not able to take out his hands, mouth from anywhere around. So grandfather was going Saharanpur in order to collect his pension amount. Over there what happened that when grandfather asked Toto to remain quietly in the bag, at the railway station the bag was again and again bouncing. So it was really a type of a shock for the people that what is there in the bag that it's all growling on its own. Then grandfather the whole made him sit in the train, the whole road, whole journey was very beautiful. But as the ticket collector came, Toto just come out of the bag. He popped his hand out and gave a big smile to the ticket collector. So ticket collector said, "You're carrying an animal. You have to pay for it." Grandfather said, "It's not an animal. I'll not pay for it." He said, "No, you're carrying a dog along with you. So you have to pay for it. He is having 4 legs, so he is a dog for me." But what happened? Grandfather got angry at this thing of ticket collector. He just took out the tortoise and showed that, "What you will charge for this, sir? I am carrying a tortoise also with me." So he said, "No, it is not a dog, so I will not charge for this, but I will charge for the monkey." So this happened with the old grandfather. He has to pay for Toto's visit along with him. Toto was finally accepted by the grandmother. Now after all such thing, Toto was accepted by the grandmother. She said, "Okay, we will allow him in our private zoo," and Toto was shifted along with the donkey Nana. He kept troubling Nana, the family donkey, in the stable. Now Toto was shifted along with him in Nana's stable only, and over there the grandfather just thought that I should go and take a look what Toto is doing, as it's their first night. So I am thinking that if any trouble is there or not, so let me go and check. So grandfather just went there and he found that Nana was just skipping over there without any reason. So he just go nearer to take a look and he found that Toto was biting her ears and it annoyed Nana. So they never become friends and grandfather decided to shift Toto from there. He always enjoyed warm water bath in cold winter evening. Now Toto was very much fond of taking bath in warm water. When it was cold winters, the warm water was kept for him. He used to step in the water by putting his one leg, then another leg. He used to check the temperature, sit over there and relax. After his bath, he used to rush towards the fireplace. And if anyone laughed at this, he would not talk to that particular person. But one fine day, he just landed into a problem. There was a vessel kept by the grandmother on the fire stove. So Toto found that the water is warm as it has not started boiling yet. So what happened? Toto stepped in the vessel and the water started boiling. Then Toto knocked the hide out, but it was cold outside. He again sat in, then again came out, again sat in, but the temperature of the water was really rising. Grandmother just came rushing and snapped Toto out of that vessel, or else Toto might have got him burnt all over. The members of the family found it difficult to adjust with him in the home. Now the members were feeling very much difficult because every day Toto used to make some or the other laws. One fine day there was a lunch arranged. On the dining there was a big pulao plate kept. Toto started stuffing himself again with the same thing. Then after some time he used to tear all the clothes into small pieces. Grandfather and grandmother were not so rich that they could afford every day's loss. So they decided that they will sell back Toto again to the Tonga driver for rupees 3 only. So grandfather sold it back to Tonga driver. Let us see the internal questions. Why was Toto's presence kept a secret? Toto's presence was kept a secret because grandmother always fussed when grandfather bought any animal or bird. Any animal bird when he used to bring, so grandmother used to get annoyed. What was Toto found one day doing? At lunchtime, describe the incident. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. Toto was stuffing himself with rice. So one fine day the lunch was arranged and Toto, without taking anyone's permission, he started eating that pulao. And after that he threw the plate on grandmother. So now let us discuss the important questions from here. Let us see the important questions. How does Toto come to grandfather's private zoo? Grandfather was fond of pet animals and every day he used to bring some or the other animal to his private zoo. He had seen Toto with the Tonga driver who used to keep him tied with a feeding trough. So looking at him, grandfather decided, I will purchase it, and he purchased it from the Tonga driver and added Toto to his private zoo. How does Toto take a bath? Where has he learned to do this? How does Toto almost boil himself alive? So Toto learned to take bath in warm water in cold winters. It put its leg in the water one by one, soap him well just like the narrator used to do. As monkeys are very good at learning, so Toto also learned these steps by seeing narrator doing same. Toto is fond of taking bath in the warm water. So once he tested the warmth of the water in the kettle and Toto sits in the kettle. Probably he is not intelligent enough to understand the risk of boiling water because that particular time the kettle was on fire. Slowly the temperature was rising, but Toto was not able to understand that what is happening to the warm water. So he might have burnt him almost alive. Next question. Why does the author says Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long? The writer says that Toto was not only mischievous but also his mischief brings a lot of expense to the family. And this old grandparents, they were not so much rich also that they could have so much money that they could carry on with all such mischievous, they could cover the loss also. So grandfather realized it and grandfather just sold it back to the Tonga driver and he realized that he is a wild animal not suited to be kept in the house. So I hope students you all have understood these two chapters. Thank you.